Let me see if I can record it. Cool. Okay. So back in March, I don't know how many of you guys were here yet, but I started doing something called, well, it's like the host nominates the next host. And most of the time, I have a lot of success with that. Not all of the time, but most of the time, at the very least, it opens up the door for me to be able to talk to people about hosting. If you're ever in a party that you feel like there's nobody for you really to ask, there's nobody for you to really even talk to, this just kind of opened the door and made it a little bit easier for me to reach out to people. So what I do is I post a banner that just says nominations. You can find one anywhere. You could use the one I use, or you could just Google the word nominations and then hit images. And a whole bunch of banners and pictures will pop up that have the word nomination on it. And then I'll tag the host. So if I'm doing a party for Amanda, if Amanda's the host, I'll say Amanda and I'll tag her name in it so that she gets the notification. Who do you think should host a party next? Nominate 3 of your friends. Or you could pick 5, or you could pick 2, whatever number you feel good about. I like 3. I don't know why. I just like the number. I felt like 3 was a good amount, not too many, not, 1. Then for the most part, again, not all the time, but for the most part, the host will at least tag 3 people. With that, then I'm able to comment under her. Oh yeah, these would be great people, blah, 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 whatever. I shout them, the people out who she nominates. I write them a little something, and then I message them. That's how you got me on. Yep. Oh yeah, I did do Heather's party back in March or April, somewhere around there. Yeah. Then I reach out to them in a private message. Sometimes the people will book directly in that post. Sometimes you'll get someone that's like, yeah, I'll do one. And you're like, great, what day? Then they pick the day right in that post. And then I'll say, okay, let me message you for your info, because you don't want people to put their address and their email address and their phone number like right out there on Facebook. If nobody comments, I'll then private message them. And I'll say, I'm so excited that Amanda nominated you to be the next host. This is going to be great. Going around like this time of the year, I'll say like, this is a perfect time to do a party, our harvest. And then I say the word fall, like I put in parentheses fall, because a lot of people they know what harvest is, but I want them to know it's like specifically fall collection. The fall collection is coming out on the 1st. This is a great time to do a party. With all of that going on, everybody's pumped up about the fall. Then I say, we can start it on the 6th or the 13th. What day works best for you? I don't ever leave it open-ended as to like, when do you want to do your party? I don't ever leave that open for them to really decide. I kind of take like, the toddler approach, like those of you that are around kids, okay, do you want the blue one or the green one? And they feel like they're choosing when really you're giving them the choice of which 2 they can actually pick from. It's kind of the same thing with booking the parties. What day do you want to do it on? Do you want to start on the 6th or the 13th? If neither one of those, I just had a woman yesterday say, oh, I can't really do it, on either one of those days. I have a lot going on right now. I'm starting a new job. I'm trying to get all of that sorted out. I really need to be able to give this all of my focus, so I might be able to do one later. I said, great, we can do one on, the 20th or the 27th or whatever the next Monday is. I continue to give them options until they pick from one of my options. I don't ever leave it open-ended, because most of the time I found before I started doing that, well, when do you want to do your party? I don't know. Let me get back to you. And then they don't ever get back to me. And then I feel like I'm chasing them down and I'm hounding them down. Now with this woman who yesterday, Autumn's jumping on. With this woman yesterday who was like, oh, I don't know. I need to do one later in the month. I said, okay, well, why don't we schedule it for the 20th? And I'll check in with you, in a week or two. And if you feel like you're just still overwhelmed with everything going on, we can push it back another week. Okay, that sounds great. Well, that's fine, because even if she wants to push it back another week, at least I have her in the books. At least I have her party scheduled. At least she's there and she's set. And even if she says, okay, I need to push it back one more week, and we end up doing the party on the 27th, and she shows up and does nothing because she's still overwhelmed, I now have access to all of the friends that she's invited. And I can go ahead and do my party, and I can get some sales, and I can book more parties off of that party. So I don't ever leave, when do you want your party to be, open-ended for them. It's maybe a little bit different if you're doing a home party, right? Because that is based on their schedule and when they can have you come over. But for the most part on Facebook parties, honestly, it really doesn't matter. It's all done on Facebook. We're doing all the work, so I would start with that. Don't ever leave it up to them, solely up to them for when they want to do their party. Give them a couple different days, 2 or 3 days that work for you. And when you want to do it, and when you need the PRV. Right now, we all need PRV in the beginning of the month for September. We need to be building up definitely the 6th. I like to start my parties on Monday. So I'm definitely building up the 6th because I want to get that rocking and rolling. And then I want to get the 13th. I really do go in order. But then if I had an option between the 20th or the 28th or 27th, whatever, I'm going to pick that last one, because I want that to go through the end of the month and then start in the beginning of the month too. That's my favorite time to have a party, is when the weeks are like how this week is, half in one month, half in the other. So then I get a little bit of PRV at the end and then a little bit of PRV in the beginning. Now, let's say you have a party where it's like a do nothing host. The host does nothing. She doesn't comment. She doesn't write anything, so she's definitely not going to nominate anybody. So her people don't really comment too much. Then it's on you. This is 100% on you and what you're going to do with that party. You have 2 options. You have, oh, well, forget it. That party sucked, whatever. Moving on to the next. Is it me? Is it them? Whatever. Or you could say, I need another party. I need another 2 parties. I'm going to go back through all the people who were just in her party, and I'm going to reach out to them and message them. I start with the people who have either commented or liked my posts, because they're at least showing a little bit of interest. And I'm talking about a type of party where like nobody even has ordered anything. So if somebody has ordered something and the host still doesn't nominate anybody, then I'll go back through the people that have ordered first. Hey, thank you so much for ordering during so-and-so's party. Your little gift with purchase is on its way. I'd love to do one for you next and have your next order be free. Let me know what you think. Now's a great time to do a party with the Harvest Collection coming out on September 1st. It's going to be awesome. Oh, well, September doesn't work for me. Then we have got to do this week, the last week of September, because the holiday collection is coming out October 1st. That's going to be out of control, blah, 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 whatever. You kind of got to schmooze them. If somebody doesn't order, then that's when I go to the people that have liked or commented. And I like to use the word support. It's not totally supportive, but I feel like the host isn't really doing anything. The host is the person who, quote unquote, knows me. They're trying because I just want to, be involved a little bit, but I'll reach out to them. I'll say, hey, thank you so much for being so supportive of Amanda during her party. I really appreciate it. I'd love the opportunity to do a party for you next. Then give them a little spiel of whatever's going on the month in Scentsy, because there's always something going on every month in Scentsy, and then go from there with the same routine of picking 2 or 3 dates to give to them. And then from there, letting them pick from the options that I've given them. Okay, so I feel like so often it's very easy to say, well, that party sucked. I suck. This is it. It's over for me. Nobody wants to party. Nobody's doing anything. No, people do want to party. It's just up to you if you want to go find them or not. And it's hard. It's really hard, and it's uncomfortable, and it's awkward, and it's weird, and it's strange. But at the end of the day, do you want to get higher PRV? Do you want to promote? Do you want to get more people to join your team? What do you want out of this? It really comes down to what's up to you. Are you going to be proactive in getting the parties, or are you going to wait for somebody to hand them to you? Because it's very rare that people come to you out of nowhere and say, I want a party. I've only had one random person out of absolute nowhere email me through the Scentsy website. I've never even gotten an email since, and say, hey, I want to do a party. And it was honestly like the strangest experience of my life. And if you want to know more about that, I will tell you more about that later. It was beyond odd, but most of the time it doesn't happen. Most of the time it is from people who you know, who knows this person, who knows that person, who's that person. Okay. So if nobody is saying, yeah, I'll do a party, then you need to go find them. If you're not doing party points in your party, that's another great way that I get parties, is doing party points. If you want me to share my party points post, let me know and I will share it to our page. But it's like you get 10 points for just being in the party, 10 points for commenting, 15 points for ordering. Now, it's not pay to play because you don't have to order to win. I've had people win with hundreds of points and they never order. They get 30 points for joining my VIP group. Yes, please share. I have a party starting tomorrow. Yep, I will give you party points. I'll post it when we're done. But it's like 30 points for joining my VIP group. It's 40 points for booking a party. It's 50 points for joining my team. And so what I'll do is I run my parties Monday to Monday. We'll start the party Monday. And then on Friday, I do a progress post of where the host is. Hey, you guys are so awesome. You know, Amanda's at, 75% of the way towards her goal. Can we get her there? Let's do it. Click the link below to shop. Let's get her to her host rewards goal. And then I do party point update. And it does take a lot of time. It is time consuming. It is not the most fun, but I will go through the whole party and I will tally up everybody's points. Everybody who has commented, 10 points for each comment, 15 points for each purchase. I'll go through. It's time consuming, but just put on some trashy TV in the background and have fun. And then I post it. I post party points updates. Earn 30 points right now by joining my VIP group. And I post the link to my VIP group. And then I say, jump ahead 40 points immediately by booking a party. I have gotten so many parties that way also. I'll do a party because they just want to win also. They just want to win the party points. And you know what? I send them like, thank you for participating so much in so-and-so's party. I really appreciate it. And I send them a scent circle with a little thank you note in my business card. And it's like, no big deal. But not only do you get people more involved that way, because they're all friends, they're competitive. They all want to win. But if somebody's like neck and neck and they can join your VIP group and join your party and jump ahead 70 points and win, sometimes I'll do like a laundry sample too. Not usually whiffs because those are kind of harder to send, but the laundry packets are kind of small and flat. I feel like you can put them in a regular envelope and just make the envelope like, obviously it's not like the full length of an envelope, but you can stick it in this much and then kind of fold the envelope back, so it's like nice and tight. That's another great way that I've gotten parties. So it's really just being proactive, going after what you want. Everybody focuses on go for the no when it comes to asking people to join, but you also have to go for the no when you're asking people to book parties too. I had this really great graphic that was really helpful when I started off because everybody wants to be a part of somebody's success story. So it was like, I want to do 100 parties this year. And it had like 100 wax bars. And every time I booked a party, I would go in and add a red X over it. And now I honestly think I'm probably at 100 or close to it. I've done so many at this point that I don't really even keep track, but it's because those two main things are like my number one go-tos for booking parties: host nominating the host, and then the party points, because it's so easy for somebody to jump ahead 40 points just by booking a party. I use catalog envelopes, and I can mail samples and a brochure, and I use a 155 stamp. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. So that's all I have. I want to leave a little extra time if you guys have questions, because I feel like we always get cut off. But those are the ways that I book my parties. Host nominate the host. I do it every single time at every single party. And if the host doesn't respond, if they ignore it or forget about it, I'll like tag their name in the comments. I had someone once say, everybody should do one. I was like, great, thanks. I said, okay, name your top 3 choices. You know, you've got to be a little bit more specific sometimes with people. And then you are going to have people that are going to just flat out ignore you. And in that moment, that's on you. Are you going to just let that go, bless and release? Or are you going to go find people? You have to remember that you can't hold somebody accountable for somebody else's actions. So just because one host sucks doesn't mean that all of their friends are going to suck. I don't know if any of you were on Choose to Cruise when I talked about PRV, but I had this host once that did absolutely nothing. She invited people and that was it. 0. She couldn't even like one post that I did. She didn't like just one. And I booked 2 parties from her party. One that was a $500 party, one that really didn't do so well, but then the girl's mom booked a party, did a $500 party, and it now has a Scentsy Club subscription that runs every month at $100, which is like, all we want is Scentsy Club members, because that's automatic guaranteed PRV every single month. So I could have just said, this party sucks, I suck, something's wrong with me, and let it go. And that would have been fine. But then I would have never had this customer that I have who is 100 PRV every single month guaranteed. I know with her Scentsy Club, I'm halfway to active, and I don't ever have to worry about that because of her Scentsy Club, because of that one horrible party that I had. So you never know who's going to be the diamond in the rough. You never know who's going to be that person for you. Okay, so don't be afraid to like, yeah, Amy, it's incredible. I love this woman so much. I don't personally know her, but she lives close to where my family is, in Pennsylvania. And so I think the next time I go back and I have time, I want to go meet her. She's like a little bit older. She's a widow. She's super sweet. I just want to go and meet her. I feel like she's like grandmotherly to me, kind of. She's really sweet. But that's what I've been doing. If you have any questions, you can post them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. And I will also post that host party points. And Amy, I do the party points on the first day. So I do my introduction. I do my 4 questions to get a party pack. Like the first 5 people or first 3 people to comment, you know, I'll send you a sample pack. And excuse me, there I go with my hiccups. And then I do the party points. And then I do like a little fun Scentsy fact. So I put that in there on the first day so people can get going. But that's it from me today. If you have any questions, let me know. Anybody? You can unmute. This was super helpful. Oh my gosh, Autumn, you're the bomb. You guys, Autumn's new. She just joined yesterday or 2 days ago, 2 days ago. And she already got active and hit shooting star, and she's halfway to certified. So super pumped up about Autumn. She's going to kill it. She's a huge support system, which is great. And yeah, it's going to be great. Girl, you're welcome. I'm so proud of you. Our team is awesome. Everybody's really supportive and great. And our director's team is really awesome. Katrina's the bomb. And anybody else, any questions? Don't be afraid to, they say like, don't cold message. And that's where, I think you guys have heard a lot, scrolling with a purpose. That's where that comes into play. I just saw this woman who I've talked to about having a party with before, but nothing really ever happened with it. And she just posted, well, I guess I'm unemployed, blah, 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 whatever. She made like an unemployed comment. And I messaged her. I was like, girl, I saw your unemployed comment. Let's like get some free Scentsy up in here. And she was like, yeah, girl, let's do it. I was like, okay, sweet. Done deal, booked it. Okay. So don't be afraid to just go for it. Just go for it. And as soon as you start doing it, the less scary it'll be and the less like awkward and weird it will be, the more often you do it, Once the first time's over, it's not that weird anymore, I guess. Kind of like for everything in life, right? Like, Jess, you're not scared of home parties anymore. I am. I feel like I don't know what I would do in one. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Nobody? Okay, I guess I'll